Here with Orioles outfield prospect Enrique Bradfield Jr. Enrique, thank you so much for taking the time. What's your focus going into an Arizona Fall League here where, you did miss a little bit of time this year, want to make up for it, but nice strong finish to the year?
To be honest, it's just being out there, being available, playing every day, just continuing to build on what I was working on when I got to AAA to end the season. Just get in there, go out there, have fun. It's a great group of guys so far. I'm having a ton of fun. I got to meet some guys from different orgs, obviously, hear about their experiences, how they're similar, a little different. So it's been real cool being out here with these guys.
I went back to visit the Cape once because I broadcasted in Katuitt, and I got to see you play out there. And I always think about this environment compared to the Cape, where it's like a pro version of it in the respect that you get to interact with all these players that you would never be in the same org with. Is it a similar type of collaborative environment where you can just kind of talk to guys about kind of what you were saying, what you're working on, feels, hitting-wise, whatever? Like, does it remind you of that at all?
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of summer ball. It's probably glorified summer ball. It's AZ's obviously beautiful weather, a lot of good things to do around here. So I've just kind of been getting out, trying to enjoy the scenery, go golf, have fun with the guys, and just get to meet everybody. Hearing about other guys' experiences, their stories has been really fun. So I'm definitely having a great time.
You specifically as a player here, of course, drafted in the first round. Speed has always been a big part of your game. That's why the approach has always been so good. And that's something that I think people always looked at and said, like, oh, you can ride that to the big leagues. What's been the focus, to just kind of build on such a solid foundation of skill sets as you're now, one step away from the show?
Yeah, to be honest, every level that I've been to has taught me different experiences. I got to AAA, and that was a little bit of a different experience. I struggled for a little bit, but that's part of it. Is baseball. You learn about what you need to accomplish. But essentially, I'm just going out there. I'm just trying to play a complete game. I know I can go out there and defend to the highest levels. I have the speed to steal any base I want. And in the box, honestly, I feel really comfortable. I feel good. I'm just working on hitting the ball, line drives all over the field how I want to, just going out there and just really competing. That's kind of the main focus that I have this fall league.
I've seen you play with a few different setups and stuff like that. What are there certain feels that you've been kind of searching for in the box when you make these adjustments, or is it something in particular? Because again, the bat to ball, the approach has always been so good. Is there something that you're kind of looking for when you make those tweaks?
I guess the swing is the same. The setup does change from time to time, and honestly, that's just looking for the best position or the most optimal position to get the bat through the zone at a good angle. So ultimately, my setup's going to change, but the swing's still the same. I've been working on a few things, finding different things that work for me. So that's kind of why the setup looks a little bit different from time to time. But honestly, going out there, sometimes the game dictates what that setup's going to look like. So I'm just using that and not trying to be robotic, just kind of have good rhythm and flow and movement and get in there and be aggressive.
The defense, as you mentioned, you can go get it with the best of them out there. That's been something that has always been a part of your game. What is it that, other than the obvious being your speed, but of course we've seen a lot of guys that are fast that are not the best outfielders. Has that been something that's always come easy to you in terms of the reads off the bat and tracking the ball? And, when you're already so good, how do you push yourself to continue to try to get, even better out there?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, honestly. It's preparation, it's game planning. I was a good outfielder going into college, but going to Vanderbilt really catapulted me into that elite level, going out in a BP setting and just trying to really chase down everything. I'm treating that like a real game, and I did that for 3 years, and honestly that gave me a lot of confidence in what I was doing in game. I was running into plays that at that point I had basically rehearsed in batting practice and pregame. So when I was getting them in the game, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I feel like I'm very good at knowing my surroundings and always being aware of my surroundings. So that's kind of something that has really helped me. But ultimately, you're still going to find things that you need to work on. Even in AAA, getting to AAA, I was working on a few different things when it came to some defensive work. But it's just trying to find that advantage, that edge to keep pushing the envelope and seeing how special you can really make things out there.
You mentioned AAA being a little bit of an adjustment. I've noticed for some guys that tend to skew on the more patient side, sometimes it's so different where guys are around the zone a lot more. Was that maybe one of the adjustments for you, or what was the thing that maybe stood out? Because I've talked to a few different guys, and of course the stuff isn't any nastier in AAA, but a lot of hitters have kind of told me this was maybe my biggest adjustment, which you haven't heard as much in recent years.
Yeah, it's I think from a game planning standpoint, you have to game plan and prepare a little bit different. These are pitchers with a lot of experience, show time. Some guys spend the full year, have spent years in the show. They know exactly what they want to do, and they go out there and they execute their stuff. You're not going to get very many pitches in the middle of the plate to hit, so when that pitch does come, you better not miss it. They know how to make the ball move. They play pitches off each other, so it's definitely a little – the stuff's obviously probably not the greatest in terms of level. You have some power stuff in levels like AA, but when it comes to AAA, like those guys are out there because they know they can go out and get out. So being patient sometimes is better than being ultra aggressive in the box.
Last one for you, building on what you're doing in the fall league and going into next year, but just generally speaking, what kind of player do you see yourself as? And if you could kind of describe yourself, what's the end goal of the archetype of player you'd want to be?
And win a bunch of gold gloves, hit for high average, steal as many bags as I can, and score runs for the team. Ultimately, that's essentially who I see myself being for the next 10 to 15 years.
Sounds like a hell of a player to me. Thank you so much, Enrique. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.